Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about migration and what problems do the people of migration present, and why do they decide to leave their countries. And today we have two guests: Franco, who immigrated to a new country, and Renata, who is an expert about this topic. First, Franco, can you tell us more about your story about immigration?
Sure, I'm from Venezuela and I decided to move to Spain 3 years ago. Life was difficult in my country because there were so many political and economic problems and I couldn't find a good job to sustain my family.
Oh, that must be so hard. What do other challenges do you face?
I face many challenges, like I didn't know very well the language and I didn't know anyone, and finding a job was really difficult because my studies didn't were so well, but now I have many friends and I am more comfortable with this new life.
Thank you, Franco, for sharing us your experience. Renata, what do you tell us about migration?
Of course, there are many reasons why people migrate. It can be for better jobs, for education, or for a better life, but also because of war, natural disasters. These are called pull factors and push factors.
What do they mean?
Push factors are reasons that make people to leave, like poverty, war, and pull factors are reasons that attract people to look for a better job, a better life, safety.
That makes sense. What are other some effects of migration?
Migration can be positive. They bring us economy and new culture, but it can also be hard for them because they can have difficulty finding work or affront discrimination.
Migration is a big topic. Franco, what advice do you give to people who want to migrate?
My advice as a migrant is to be prepared, research the country, learn the language of that country, and adapt.
Great advice. Renata, any final thoughts?
Migration is a natural part of human history. If we understand it better, we can make life easier for migrants and their communities.
Thank you both of you, and thank you for watching this video. If you like it, subscribe and give a like, and see you in the next time.
than a journey across borders, it is a transformation of identity, a leap into the unknown, and a test of resilience. Today, I want to take you into the world of Alejandro, a young man who left his home in Colombia to start anew in the United States. His story, filled with hardships and hope, reflects the reality of thousands who seek a better future far from home. My name is Alejandro, and I am 28 years old. I was born and raised in Bogotá, Colombia. I had a stable job as a teacher, a loving family, and a circle of friends that made every day brighter. But as time passed, the situation in my country became increasingly challenging. The economy was unstable, opportunities for growth were scarce, and insecurity was a constant shadow. I knew that if I wanted to build a future, I had to look beyond my homeland. The decision to migrate was not easy, but it was necessary. I remember the night I told my parents. My mother held back tears, trying to be strong, while my father just nodded, understanding that I needed to go. My little sister clung to me, asking when I would return. But the truth was, I didn't have an answer. Leaving everything behind is the hardest part of migration. The uncertainty, the fear, the guilt of abandoning those you love, it all weighs on you. But I held on to hope, the belief that this sacrifice would be worth it. Stepping off the plane in New York City was surreal. Everything felt enormous and overwhelming. The language barrier was my first challenge. I had studied English in school, but real conversations were another story. Simple tasks like ordering food or asking for directions felt impossible at times. And then, of course, there was the job hunt. I sent out dozens of applications, but without US experience, no one wanted to hire me as a teacher. I had to adapt, take what I could get. My first job, washing dishes in a small restaurant. It was nothing like what I had imagined, but it was a start. The first few months were the toughest. I shared a small apartment with 4 other immigrants. We barely knew each other at first, but soon we became like family. We supported each other, shared meals, and helped with job searches. Finding a community was my lifeline. Little by little, I improved my English, and eventually I was offered a position as a teaching assistant. It wasn't the same as my job back home, but it was a step forward. Migration is not just about leaving, it is about rebuilding. The journey is never easy, but resilience, adaptation, and the support of others make the difference. Looking back, I realized that migration is not just about seeking a better future. It is about growth, learning, and finding strength within yourself. If you're thinking about migrating, my advice is this: be prepared for challenges, be open to change, and never be afraid to ask for help. There will be moments of doubt, but remember why you started this journey. Alejandro's story is just one among millions. Migration is a journey of sacrifice, courage, and hope.